air signs. Thanks for dropping in with me. I am here to give you your bonus read. You were the highest elemental collective viewing signs that came around last month. So I'm a little bit, actually the month before, okay? I'm a couple days behind getting out your bonus read to you, but I felt like dropping in with you and doing something a little bit different, okay? We're going to do an oracle read. And we're going to do a quest style. I just feel like diving a little bit deeper. Bobbing on the surface is fine. Sometimes it's fun. Okay. I do enjoy a little, just, just chillness with the cards sometimes, right? Sometimes it's not about being all deep. Sometimes it's just about, talking some ish and talking about what's real and what's going on and commiserating with each other. It just depends on where things are at. But I am picking up this vibe with the air signs that everything is very meaningful at this time. And I find that you get a little bit more deep of a read with oracle cards. And there's a lot of artistic interpretation that's available. And I feel like maybe you're dealing with situations like that right now. You're manifesting something right now this fall season coming in. You're really going to be manifesting something. Your creative energy is coming forward. And I feel like you're in that space right now where you're feeling the gravity of that, of the creative energy in motion, how to funnel it, how to work with it, how is it meant to be channeled. You're about to really get your vision. Your vision is getting dialed in. And there's also something about being surprised about the way a vision can unfold or what the journey really is about, and what the destination looks like too. I mean, we are in kind of uncharted territory here, okay? But I wanted to get deep with y'all. I do have to say that this is for any strong Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placement. Also, if you have a prominent placement in the 3rd, 7th, or 11th houses, respectively. Additionally, if you are a Sagittarius rising, Aries rising, or Leo rising, then that would make you respectively a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius descendant. And definitely you could find something here. And one final note, the collective will probably resonate with this as well, because we do have Libra in the South Node. So, it's one of those things where if you're drawn to it, it's for you. And let's check it out. We're looking at what your quest is, okay? What is your quest? What is the nature of your quest this fall? What are you questing for this fall? What is the energy coming in for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius this fall, Spirit? I blended together the Sacred Rebels Oracle and the Halloween Oracle. It felt really fitting. Bottom of the deck energy. This is beautiful. Receiving. So this is kind of the basis of the matter of your quest. This looks like a feather to me. Feathers to me always speak of answered prayers. It also makes me think of the angelic realm a lot. It also makes me think of bird messengers and how sometimes we receive their feathers as signs, and it brings a moment of sweet synchronicity in for us. I think that you have been putting out a lot of energy. You've been giving a lot of yourself, air signs. And I also think that you're desperately in need of some receiving here. And maybe there's some thawing that's necessary leading up to that super moon in Pisces on the 17th. It's also a partial lunar eclipse that will be affecting the north node of Aries. 4:44 on the clock, okay? Angels on the outfield. Something is coming into alignment here. You may not realize it, but right now there's a prayer set in motion. There's some nurturing that's coming in from Spirit in the form of an answered prayer. Okay, 27 energy around this. That's 9 energy. So I do feel like there's something that's sort of reaching a culmination point with that super moon in Pisces on the 17th. And remember, there is a mirror moon for that moon coming up in October in the sign of Libra. Libras, you'll be really feeling this strongly, but it's an energy in play in the collective. I mean, this is big cauldron of Dagda energy. When we think of receiving too, it's about tweaking our ideas about receiving. So often people look at receiving through the lens of, well, what do I receive? And they actually don't think about all the other people involved in a situation and how each individual has something they need to receive from these energies that have all been brought together, even when they may seem combative at times, or situations may seem confusing, or everybody wants different things, or no matter what the day-to-day humdrum is, right? At a deeper core level, you know, there is that interconnectedness, and that the people who come onto our paths, the soulmates, okay, they're not all romantic, that they're there to show us something, reflect something to us, teach us something, okay? And I feel like you've really been maybe earning your earth angel wings. You've been working really hard. You've been trying to stay in a receptive space, maybe even at times when you've always wanted to like shut down, okay? But I feel like with that mirror moon to the Pisces moon on the 17th of September is the super moon in Libra that comes in on October 17th. And it's the hunter's moon. And I believe you're getting an affirmative reply from the multiverse that some prayer has been answered. Do look for a sign coming in there of something being created through the ashes with the skull of flowers here. Mexican marigold, tijetes there, coming in as an ally. You might want to work with tijetes. You can do just one drop. I find one drop on the navel is really good for just like clearing out old energy when you're moving through like a really heavy cycle, you know, where you're learning a lot of lessons. You're learning how to spin base lead into the stuff of gold, but it ain't easy, you know. It ain't easy, and we all get tired, boss. You know, I feel that. All right. So whatever this energy is, it's really beautiful. That's the basis of the matter. I kind of feel compelled to peek a little bit. Ooh, yeah. You're in the underworld right now, though. I mean, it's quite fitting. Yeah. It's quite fitting, I have to say. Okay. Where all things pause and begin again. I feel like right now at this moment, you're going through a major like letting go ritual of sorts. It's not that you're actively engaged in ritual, although some of you may be. You may be giving some kind of formal expression to a cycle in your life that you're closing, or something that you're releasing. And for others of you, this could actually be that you're in that place where you've integrated the lessons of the deep dive, you know, and you're just waiting for that moment when things do begin again. I feel like right now, and coming in, building up with momentum, I'm almost seeing like a gust of wind, and I'm seeing all these like multicolored, golden hued and amber leaves just like scattering. So I feel by the time the leaves are really falling from the trees, that signals that things are about to begin again. Something is coming to a close, but there is some kind of sweetness too, right? There's something you receive. There's some kind of nourishment that comes from the fruit. You don't know what that is yet, though, but it will come in at midnight, the most magical hour of all, okay? Basis of the matter, but definitely right now, entering into that initiatory gateway like a moth to a flame, giving yourself over to the transformational fire and being prepared for the rebirth energy to come in and what form it will take. All right. So you're getting your wings from the shadow. That's what that's about. Butterfly medicine. And it's funny because your butterfly clan on the medicine wheel. And I think that's a really interesting parallel there. There's a difference between butterfly energy and moth medicine. Okay. The difference is that the butterfly is more like the lighter side of the spiral, the upward spiral. And dealing with the moth medicine is more rising up subterraneanly from that downward spiral. Okay, so this is what's being transformed. It's beautiful. And you're releasing attachment to the past. 10:33 on the clock. It will bring gifts. It will bring building blocks for the future. It will bring alignment. I'm going to go ahead and put this one out here too. Okay. All right, that's just the basis of the matter. All right, I want to know what this rebirth looks like. What's this receiving look like? What is this about for this quest here for the air sign collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What is this that they're preparing to receive, Spirit? What are they preparing to receive, Spirit? What are they preparing to receive, Spirit? Ooh, couldn't be more fitting. It was crossing, okay? So this is what's up ahead. See, but to step into this, you have to have trust. It's a trust fall in a way. Are you ready to fall forward? Oh, isn't that interesting? That's like a little phrase you often hear at this time. When you hear that phrase, think of it now as like an affirmation, like, yeah, I'm falling forward. I'm falling over in that direction. That's where I feel the energy pulling me. This isn't about falling back, you've already learned what couldn't support in the past. And there's things inside of you too that weren't strong enough, that needed to be reinforced or needed to be put to the test. You had to have your metal tested. You needed a little resilience. It's good. It's good for you. It builds character. Let me tell you. But this is what you're about to step into, the shock of the new. Look at this. Beautiful. Field of dreams energy with those sunflowers there. I see creativity. I see a vision hatching, and it's a vision that you're growing. You're growing it quietly amidst everything that is shifting and everything that is changing. And there's something about voices carrying, getting a message out. Getting a message out through a podcast, getting a message out through sharing your voice in your community, getting your message out, doing public speaking. This could be starting your own channel. This could be sharing your voice in a way you've never shared it before. This could be doing stand-up comedy, This could be getting into the production end of some type of creative arts field. Maybe you're really interested in the musical end, sound engineering, production, festivals. I'm picking up a lot of this energy. It feels expansive. It feels like it's also about bringing people together. And there might be something about, traveling distances. And also I'm seeing kind of like some city energy here as well. Some of you may want to be in a more urban kind of area that may be speaking to you. Life past 6, that could be coming in very strong for you. I also feel like 6, it's an energy that really does speak of like a balance. It's a balance. It's things coming into view. It's being able to have a new view, all right? Be mindful of your reality tunnels right now. Yeah. And what do you need to do to move out of the crossroads? Because I came in the cross position. We got every journey starts with a single step. And that's what yay, Louisa Teach always says. To get out of the crossroads, all you need to do is take a step to the other side. And don't matter which direction you choose, just that you choose one or the other. And then you follow that path through, right? And look at that. It looks like a book of stories just waiting to be told. It looks like somebody who's led a very anecdotal life. They have a lot to share. And there's something about this sharing that creates transformation. Look at how many are transforming here. Look how many are earning their wings. There's a lot of you that are earning your wings, and it's taking you places. You've been tested. You've done very well, okay? I like this. Well, what is the potential nemesis on your path, and sometimes that can be a circumstance, and sometimes it can be another person that you perceive that way, and sometimes it can be an aspect of ourselves. Let's see what comes in here. Ooh, yeah, the nemesis is forgiveness. You might be holding on, to too much energy that keeps you in a space where you really put up a wall around your heart. Air signs. I mean, air signs are known to do that. It's something air signs do. I know I shouldn't reveal the secret, right? But it's true. It's something air signs do when things start getting like really like, really activated in the heart space. And the reason why is that air is, it's all up here. Yes, it's very cerebral, but it's also kind of ungraspable. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of air signs. They kind of like to trip out there on the ether. They're okay with being in that space. And sometimes for air signs that they're familiar with that element to get into the body and really feel like, oh, this is what I feel. It can be a lot. It can be a lot for air signs. And if they didn't get a chance to sort of like express themselves and say what they needed to say, and feel like they were heard in that, they may have held on to certain like resentments. There's also a piece here too about getting to understand another's truth, another's perspective, maybe even somebody that, moved in such a way that it was hurtful. Um, you might have a different understanding though of what that person's challenge is. Again, it's been coming in, man. And I think because you already had so much of this sort of like letting go energy to open up on the baseline, it's reminding me of Tonglen, okay? Like taking in the suffering of the other that maybe you usually view as somebody who opposes you, or you just don't get them, or you have certain judgments about them, and just be willing to feel what they feel, and look at it from a different perspective and breathe into it, man, and transform it into the emotional experience you would like to be having, because that's it's like a mirrored energy. And there's something here about just having a nice, relaxed, open hand, just trusting in timing, and trusting in the adventure of a storyline. It's not all about getting to the end, right? I mean, how many times have you read a great book and you get to the place where you're like, oh no, I only got a few pages left. Damn. I've only had a couple books. Well, I've had about 3 books that had that effect on me. One was Wicked. Wicked is brilliant. And I mean, I know there's the Broadway, play and all that, and I'm sure it's fantastic. And I would love to see it. And I know there's the movie, but the book is phenomenal. And I've read that book so many times, and I never tire of it because it speaks so strongly to just day to day, life on planet Earth. It speaks about some really deep stuff. And I love their take on Alphaba in there as well. So that was a really great book, Um, there was a kind of a journey of forgiveness there too, in that story about not being seen for who one really is, somebody just sort of skimming the surface. But again, Alphaba, misunderstood, was also quite the rebel, quite the rebel. Probably was an Aquarius, I'd have to say, to be able to just sort of go against the grain, and do her own thing. And maybe you also have to let others do the same too, those of you that are struggling with that. But I feel like there is something you're releasing here, right? And then the other the other book that really had a profound effect on me is Native Son by Richard Bright. And that book gets you looking at like the other, in a totally different way, where you could be like programmed to have snap judgments about somebody, according to cultural programming and stuff we got that's based on fear mongering and propaganda, and all the ways that, mind control can come in. When you get to sit in that person's seat and kind of look at things through their eyes, right? And then the other one was Memoirs of a Geisha, just because I just found it fascinating. I just found it fascinating to look at life through somebody else's eyes for a moment like that. It took you so deep into what that life would be like. And I feel like your situations where there's forgiveness needed, those are themes coming into those situations as well. I don't know, maybe we need to start a little air sign book club in the fall where we read those 3 books. That'd be kind of fun for like a collective thing. I kind of like that idea. We might do that. We could even bring in reads around it. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, I might do that. Mental note. I'm down for that actually. Okay, but if right now we're struggling with this, right? Because you might be really in your feels and you might feel conflicted because you might feel like, on one hand, you're really invested in what your experience was, and on another hand, you're developing compassion for the other's position too. So, that's the way truth is. There's your truth, there's my truth, and then there's the truth, the absolute truth, which nobody has. And that's, something kind of in between, you know? And the more we can kind of accept where people are at and be who they are, the better off things will be. Right. So just trust, right? Even if things look a little like, what's up with this? Just trust this fall. There's some kind of a reducing of a burden that's happening here. Something you've been carrying too long here is about to turn into something beautiful, okay? Doesn't mean it's this thing that you were holding on to. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Sometimes just letting go is enough, man. What is a spirit ally for the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, as they move forward on their fall quest. What is their spirit ally? What is the spirit ally for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, moving through the fall here? What is their spirit ally? What spirit should they be holding in their hearts? What should they set their frequency at? Ooh, yeah, I like it. I like it. We got some transformation here. Yeah, we're seeing our way through the dark. We don't have to stay in that Persephone realm, with the underworld. We don't need to wait till spring. There's no need to do that. Spring's already here. It's coming in the autumn for air signs here. That's what I got. I also feel like the year will really end on a very significant note. It's going to be evident by, the holidays this year here in the States in December that, there's something a little otherworldly at play in the way things sort of balance out here. Once you really let go and just let this transformation happen, right? There's wisdom you're carrying forward with you here. The wisdom you're carrying forward is a building block for the future. And this is the sun is backing you up here. This is after the storm. Beautiful energy, okay? Brand new beginning here. Very positive, okay? And some of you could want to work with Owl Totem too. So I recommend you look into that. Magic, alchemy is part of Owl Totem. It's also seen as wisdom, very often associated with the goddess Athena. Okay, so any of those energies could be resonating with you. It speaks of our ability to move through the dark, but still have sight, because we know how to rely on our senses, on our intuition. We know how to navigate the dark. The shadow's been integrated here. So I really do see this as rising up from that south node into the north node. It's got big Sagittarian energy, and right now we have Jupiter in Gemini until next summer. So Gemini is Sagittarius's descendant sign. So if you're Sagittarius rising, this may be speaking to you really strongly too. Or you might be a Sagittarius sun, and this is speaking strongly to you. You got through some really difficult, challenging cycle here. You might be an air sign that has a lot of Sag in your chart. I got that, okay? You might be moving through a really difficult cycle here and realizing just how much you've transformed. I feel that, okay? There's something here that's bringing you a vehicle to move forward. I see the Merkaba there, and that makes me think of, that energy that comes in with Metatron. It's sacred geometry, but it's also like a vehicle, it's a vehicle for moving forward. So this is like some kind of initiation you passed here, right? You're getting to the other side of a storm. Be aware as you get out of the storm, the way that you can project the storm. You're still living in the storm, even though you see the sun up ahead, okay? Even though you do have some understanding, you've gained some wisdom, you've gained from some time in the dark, navigating some tricky terrain, something heavy, some ending you've integrated here, okay? But there's something beautiful that comes through on the other side. All right, what is the lay of the land for the air signs, the air collective, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? I almost said Aquarius. I don't know. Aquarius, are you starting to have an activation of more of your eclairs? I know I got something about, somebody starts talking and they don't even know where it comes from. Like maybe just in conversation, people turn to you for advice a lot. Is it what pours through you? You're like, yeah, authenticity. I don't even feel like I have any part of it. Some of you are real channelers here, okay? And I do feel like this is sort of how you're moving forward. You don't know. You don't know where you're going. And some of you may not even know, who you are. You feel like you're kind of in that hermit energy. Maybe you do feel like you're kind of on a solo quest a lot. Maybe even when you're with other people. You might have grokked the cloak of imperceptibility. And if you have, good for you on that, okay? But this is about authenticity, and it's coming in with the skull of light, illumination. This is like transparency, all right? So I feel like, look at that. Again, there's that full moon energy coming in, all right, with the ending. So yes, I think after that Pisces supermoon, partial lunar eclipse in the north node of Aries, which ties up a cycle that came in back in April 8th with the total solar eclipse. This is significant. And there's like the lights come on in the room after that full moon. There's something that happens there where suddenly what was invisible to you before is now seen. It's almost like it's called out, it's called out in broad daylight, okay? It's not hidden anymore, all right? This looks good, whatever this is, but that's the lay of the land. I also feel like as you move forward, you just keep it real, man. Just keep it real, keep it transparent, Let how you move forward be your truth. Like let the actions you take be in alignment with your truth. How you show up, let that be your truth. You don't have to prove your truth to anybody. You just have to live it. That's all you're here to do, is just live your truth, okay? So that's the lay of the land. But there is something significant that comes in with that Pisces supermoon on the 17th of September. You see something you couldn't see before. Yep. It was invisible to you before, but now it's very clear. You could also be dealing with somebody that's having that kind of a realization for themselves as well. And with all this skull energy, it is making me think of Scorpio, especially with these themes, like with the pomegranate, It makes me think of Lilith vibes. So there might be something about that too, especially for the feminine. Really like reclaiming dark feminine aspect, the empowered aspect of that, when you've actually sat with your shadow and you sat with your fears and you moved through it and you've integrated that, you've integrated that shit, and it's become the source of your empowerment, the source of your resilience, the source of your deepest, richest gifts. And you're actually grateful for it because it's so juicy, man. It is. And it makes you feel juicy too. So I do feel there's like this real simultaneous sort of interesting energy. Some of you may really feel like you resonate with the energy of the tantrika. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, yeah, give me that. Give me that. Take me there. Take me there. Take me to that deep place where I can feel again. Some of you may be discovering that you're finally able to feel again the more you kind of like open your body in that way. You may be exploring Eastern mysticism, okay, this coming in. And this actually may be something that can really help illuminate the lay of the land as well, to arrive you at this place where you rise up out of that time in the shadow. I see that. And the light comes in with that full moon. The illumination comes in because you rise up out of that in transparency. Yeah, I'm shadow, I'm light. I'm a little bit of this, I'm a little bit of that. That's me. I'm all of it, just like you are. And we choose what parts of all of it we reflect to one another. Very interesting. I like this read. I'm liking doing this style read with the oracle cards. Okay, what's the beef, man? What's the meat of the matter? Or the heart of the matter? This feels very heart-centered to me. For the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What is the meat of the matter for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What is the meat of the matter for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? On this quest through the fall season, what is the meat of the matter for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What's the meat of the matter for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Oh, okay, that was interesting. We got 44 visions of life beyond death. You're definitely heading through that portal of rebirth here, man. There's something to celebrate here too with the peacock. There's something to feel a healthy sense of pride around. It has something to do with how you move through something extremely challenging. And there is some new beginning here for you. And it's a blessing. It's protected. Look at all that eye energy there, right? I also feel there's like you're seeing more beauty in your life. I got the beauty of the blessing way. I did a short about that. I'll post the link to it. It's very simple, beautiful native prayer for just being taught about beauty, the beauty of the life experience, the beauty of all seasons, even grief, even times of grief, and even times of celebration have both their beauties and their pains as well, okay? But this is about embracing the deaths, and here comes the life pouring into you. And there's something you learned in that time in the dark that you integrated. You have a certain wisdom or something you see different now. Again, look at that moon. Look at that moon. That's the all lights on in the room moon there. I feel like this comes in with the hunter's moon on the 17th of October in Libra. Yes, there's some, see, it's like you've earned your chops. You wear that ending like a crowning glory, and it's already here. It's what's already with you, right? Something's being transformed in the letting go. Look at all the butterfly imagery. Butterfly clan, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I love how that's coming through. Do you see? Whereas here, it's like the soft palm, you know, letting the rose just be the rose. It's like, okay, you grasp the thorns. So since you've done that, can you now just let the rose be the rose? Can you? Just release your grasp. Once you do that, look at this. It's like beautiful, beautiful transformation. And there's something blooming here. It's beautiful energy, okay? Yes. Judgment. Softly, softly, the tender touch. Do you see the voice activated again? Some message, something you're meant to share. Look at crown lit. Big white Tara energy here. Big white Tara energy here. The impenetrable diamond as well. Yeah, you've been under a lot of pressure. But that pressure brings incredible clarity and resilience. And there's such an activation of a vision that comes here. It's something about a message that's being shared. It's something that's being spoken. It could even be something that's being spoken to another, where maybe words once used to be heated or words once used to be harsh. That's beautiful. Something's really being transformed here. There's forgiveness here. There's healing here. There's gentleness here. There's compassion. There's understanding. There's giving and receiving. That's beautiful. And there's speaking a truth. Speaking a truth with vulnerability and gentleness, and having it be more powerful than words that are spoken with anger. Something about this really being highlighted as being a transformation point. I like this. This is good. This is good, air signs. Okay. What are the consequences or the karma that we need to deal with this fall season as a result of our past actions for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, please? What, and the collective too, with Libra in the South Node there. We are closing up some significant karmic cycles, so this is something everybody can relate to. What are the consequences or karmas that we will have to face as a result of our past actions with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Spirit? What are the consequences of those past actions, for the karmas of those past actions that we will need to deal with this fall? September, October, November. Oh, okay, we got two there. Perfect Halloween cards. What are they? Ooh, I like it. You're not deceived. You're the creator, weaving webs of connectivity. We got community and web weaving here. Look at that, the spiral of creation. There's some manifestation coming through here, and something is really lighting up here. It's lighting up and lightening up. There's something that is affecting a larger community here. This is collective, the collective building the light. And I love this. Look at this hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. And we have some warding energy there. We got a gargoyle there. You might want to work with some gargoyle energy. It's interesting. I was thinking about bringing in some kind of like attunement to like gargoyle energy. If y'all would dig that, let me know. I feel really tempted. It's something that's been kind of inspiring me. I'd like to do something to call in this energy, fuse it, I'll bring in some Reiki and stuff and just sort of set this like beautiful warding energy. I think this is what we all want, right? Everybody wants to feel happy in their heart and in their home. Everybody wants that place where they belong as well, okay? There's something here that's protected. There's something that's transforming. Again, we got fire energy coming in there, okay? So yeah, something is being transformed in the South Node that allows you to start rising up towards your North Node. You're getting there, man. There's something deep. You're healing here. I think you're going to do just fine with the Cauldron of Dagda initiation that comes in on the 17th of September with the Pisces super moon partial lunar eclipse of that North Node. I do. I really feel that, okay? It looks good. It looks good. I like to see the way you're moving. This is very positive here. All right, what is the power to be gained for the air signs through mastery? If they stay on this track, because I have to say this looks really healthy. This all looks really good to me. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. The energy is very progressive. Good job, air signs. Woo! Okay, that landed on the floor, face down. All right, this might be something here I have to say that you're not aware of right now. It might be sort of like that wild card element. It could be a few aces up the sleeve. Yeah, something's about to come in here. Look, we got heaven sent. Again, remember, there was like the opening. This is what it's reminding me of. The answered prayer. Okay? There is something that you wished for, a prayer you sent up. This is seeing the manifestation of it in material reality. Heaven sent, 33. It's a building block for the future. 33 and 6 are power numbers for you in this cycle. This is whatever this is, it's getting you out of the crossroads and you are moving forward. Some of you may be writing a book because to me, this looks like sort of the bindings of a book. Some of you may be traveling somewhere. Some of you may be traveling to places you've never been before in terms of the emotional landscape, your heart, okay, or what you're connecting with here. And there is some change coming in here. It's healing, right? And it's a big change, but I don't see you moving through it with any kind of struggle or resistance. I see you really trusting and following your own rhythm. And this is key here. All right. And when it gets a bit heavy, man, like dance it out and it'll be just fine, right? Just fine. All right. I like this. This is really good. Really good energy. All right. I'm digging this. What's at stake for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and their party on this quest through the fall, their loved ones, the people that are stepping into all this newness and community building and receiving all this good stuff, healing. This is all good stuff. Woo. Okay, so this is interesting. What's at stake? Acceptance and equality, okay? Because this, I do see you releasing where you're needing to release. You're releasing. You are experiencing this transformation. There is something you've balanced out here. There absolutely is. There's something you've balanced out here. I'm cluing into the red roses as well there. It's like from what's released, right? Because we know that when we're dealing with Scorpio energy, it's about the transformation. It's not just about what ends, but it's about the creative process, what comes through that. So it's like what is released, okay, is transformed. It's like it's the thing that brings in like new life. It's like fresh blood, you know, flowing in your veins. It's that feeling of resurgence, of a sense of empowerment here, okay? And it's also, there's something here about being proud of, you know, what you've been able to move through and the way you've moved through it, the way you've danced through it, some of you, all right? What's this energy here? Ooh, I like it. Look at this. So then we got the veil, okay, the future. So I feel like this is you staying in that kind of justice energy, right? This justice is blind, you know. Justice doesn't take sides. Justice has to do that thing of turning within and finding the inner equilibrium where there's balance, and that's usually where justice is. It's very much that same energy that got brought in earlier. Very much that same energy of, you know, the truth is like your version, my version, and then, you know, the undefinable thing, the absolute truth that's somewhere in between, right? So I feel like you're just in this space where you found some balance within yourself and you're living from this, and you're just sort of waiting to see what shows up. You may not have any idea, but there's a lot of protection around you. And especially there's a lot of protection from your ancestors. If you've been connecting with the ancestral energy, I feel like the veil is already thinning for you here. All right. So do set out some offerings to your ancestors as well. There's something here about listening for them at night, or maybe putting on music of your ancestors at night, you know, quietly playing in the background. Or there's some kind of hidden talent that they want to show you, awaken in you. It's something that will bring you a lot of joy. For some of you, it's sharing your voice in some way that will bring a lot of joy, a lot of sweetness into your life. It's also going to bring a harvest, okay? This is something that's protected here. And I feel like it doesn't just benefit you, because we see you're doing some kind of community web weaving here. It benefits many, all right? I like this. Good energy. Okay, what's at stake for the new world that the air signs want to create? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I mean, Aquarius, you're really leading that charge with the dawning of the age of Aquarius just up ahead. What do we got here? Yeah, I like it, man. Be the change you want to see in the world and bring it into form. 5 energy there. What used to just exist on the quantum field is actually being activated in material reality. 4444 on the clock, because you are now operating beyond the mind. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. It's the cosmic heartbeat. It's the song of ecstasis. It's the one energy rippling out throughout the multiverse. It's that energy that is all the same thing. It's that energy that is I am that. This is activating the creator. First, it's seen as muse. Then it's like a remembrance. Oh, wait, that's me. I am creator. There's no separation. It's all one energy. It all travels in loops and spirals. This galaxy travels in loops and spirals. This nautilus shell is loops and spirals. A nest is made of loops and spirals. Birds fly in loops and spirals. The DNA is loops and spirals. All of life is cyclic here, and there's some new beginning. Look, it's crowning you. It's your crowning glory. Look at how many answered prayers. Look at how many answered prayers. Oh, it goes deep. It goes deep here. It's beautiful. You've also earned something here. You got the mark of Kunku on your third eye there, Ajna. That's only given when you pass the test. You see people, they do that all the time. You know, they do the red sandalwood, you know, and they do the little dot, you know. They wear it, you know, just for whatever. They're dancers, you know. They're belly dancers, and it's something that's given from a teacher. It's given from a teacher when it's like, well done. You know, you've really embraced the lesson. Like there's some kind of spiritual integration that's happened here, right? So I feel like this is really beautiful energy. It's worn for many other reasons too. But it's not really something that you normally do to yourself. You don't go like, oh, yeah. It's something that is bestowed upon you, right? And traditionally. And so I feel like this is something coming through. Something's being bestowed upon you here. It's a recognition of some important lessons you've learned and integrated. And I like this. You are free from judgment and you're free to love. So I think look at that. That reminds me of a little bit of fairy magic, I have to say. Those little lights twinkling there as you're hidden, hiding, playing in the tresses of the goddess's hair. I like this. Okay. So there's some beauty that's coming in here. There's a little bit of magic that's coming in here, and magic in the best way. Maybe you felt like you were missing some magic in your life. You were wondering when you were going to feel the magic again. The magic's coming through in a big way. You'll see. You'll see, I heard. Okay. What's the cookie? What's the cookie for the air sign energies this fall? What's the cookie? Oh, look at that. Look at it landing right on top of all that action there. The ancestors. Look at that. More loops and spirals. DNA. Tap in with your ancestors, man. And if you've never done that before, if that sounds weird to you, you know, you've never really thought of like spending time researching, just research it. Look at it from a historical standpoint, you know. You don't need to make it woo-woo. Just find out about where you come from. It's amazing, the magic it will activate in your DNA as you do that. There's something that's rooted here. It says the love and legacy of our DNA. So see, there's some ancestral birthright. This is some blessing that's coming through your bloodline to you. Ooh, look at that. Bottom of the deck, power of attraction, number 13 there, for energy. All right, so somebody sees you, you see somebody, your mirrors, and you say, oh, I am that. I feel like there's some real deep healing happening here. Something's transforming here. This is beautiful. Little dynamic duo energy. And this could come through in many ways. I feel like this is like is somebody you see eye to eye with. It's a soulmate. But it does have that like Wonder Twin powers activate energy. This could be coming in really strongly for Geminis. But I also feel like, oh, okay, Gemini, Sagittarius, all right? If you have Gemini, Sagittarius placements, interesting. Because they're oppositional, you know, they're each other's mirror. Gemini and Sagittarius there. But there's something about getting a new view and looking into another's eyes and being like, oh, I am that. Maybe somebody you didn't used to see eye to eye with. Okay. That's very, very wild. Okay, what is that? Well, we already saw what the cookie is. Okay, we'll wait on the cookie. We don't need to know. We trust. But what we want wants us, right? And when you think of that, think of the quality of what you're wanting, you know? See if you can come up with one word that describes the quality of what you want to be feeling in your life. Forget about attaching it to an outside image. Just think of one word that captures the quality of what you want to be feeling in life. Ooh, yeah. The dove's like that. Dove just flew swooped up past the window. Okay. So yeah, that's something. We'll head you straight north, due north, you know, aligned with your North Star, aligned with that node of destiny. Okay. There's something about that. Just grok that feeling and hold that. Okay. And that'll be the target. Look at that, crossing energy over the ancestors, remembrance. So there's something you're remembering here. It's being activated. That's what's happening this fall. It's being activated. She feels, she knows. And look, there's the peacock feather too. There's something here, you're receiving something. It's like some kind of moment of recognition or something you feel really proud of. There's like a well done. You've passed the test or something like this. 22 energy there. So you got 22, you got 33, you got 6, and you got 4. 6 and 4 is 10. Yeah, endings and new beginnings, okay? So you're in that liminal space right now. Very wild. All right, let's look at 3 months, all right? I'm going to do 3 gates of initiation for each of the fall season months, and we'll close it out that way. I'm just going to cut. And this first pile here is going to represent November. Well, it's the third pile. It'll end up being the third pile. The second pile or middle pile is going to be October. Okay. And the first is going to be September. So we got coming in here, Sacred Rebels card. Yep, look at that. Preparing for that Hunter's Moon in Libra that will be coming in the mirror moon to the Pisces full moon. So see, there's something that's going to be illuminated with that Pisces super moon, partial lunar eclipse. It's affecting the North Node on the 17th of September. It's a seed. Look at that flower of life energy. See the light building behind it? With the 8 coming in here, this is a manifestation point. You're going to be the hunter, not the hunted. You're taking charge of your life. And there's something you're transforming here. This could be Sagittarian energy. This could be dealing with the house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the owl in Native American birth totem astrology. Bottom of the deck, what does it bring? The basis of it is this inspiration from which all things grow. It's like the hatching of a new vision that brings community. See that bee energy there? Lots of community, lots of buzz about it too. People will be talking about this. It's some shining moment. It's also that moment when Persephone rises and everything starts to grow again. It's got big Empress vibes. Okay, so there is something you're gaining here, and it's definitely coming in the fall. All right, we've got joy, rejoicing in the present. So as things start to fall away, remember with the leaves, I saw the leaves, you know, rustling and falling away with the wind. When you'll know this moment, I feel like it'll be one of those Halcyon days. It'll be warm, a beautiful warm, but just like slightly cooling, gentle, you know, rustling breeze that whips up every now and then. Speaking of change to come, and it sets all the leaves to sail on the air current. You're going to feel it. There's going to be this joy that comes in. You're going to have that recognition moment, like, I made it. I made it. And you're going to have some power put in your hands with which that will make you the weaver of your world. You have passed through the fire test of truth. So I do see you gaining the spear of blue there. You'll be ready for that Hunter's Moon. I like that. Okay, October, what do we got here? Skull of Stars, infinite possibilities. I love it. 54, 54, 99 makes 18, 9, okay? 999 energy coming there. Whatever closes brings so much possibility, right? And I think that's definitely going to be what you're aiming for when you reach that full moon, all right? In October on the 17th. Yep, and you're activating the legacy of light. Look, this is that ancestral blessing coming in. Look at that. This is something that gets passed down through the bloodline. It's hatching some vision here. And look at how it spreads far and wide. Like this has far-reaching effect. It ripples out. Okay, sound waves. Yep, and you're definitely going beyond normal here. This is a brilliant idea. Look, it comes in at the 11th hour. Okay, you're going to be working on this. This looks really good. I like this energy, man. Air signs, you're knocking it out of the park. I'm loving it. Okay, November. Let's check out November before I speak too soon. I love this. Okay. Wise scene, wise action. I feel like this is when all the magic happens. You know, you're using the wisdom of your past to fly forward unencumbered. That also will be Sagittarius season. Okay, so this could be coming in very strongly for Sagittarius rising. Or if you're a Gemini here, right? But I see there's something here, you know, that you're moving beyond. It's a bit unconventional, but you know exactly what you're doing. And you're basing this off of past wisdom here. Yep, because you feel, you know. All right, what do you feel? You know, what's behind this? What do we got? Ooh, you're diving for the light. Seahorse medicine coming in there as well. That's also about creativity. Okay, also playfulness. Right, so there's interesting energy coming in here. 11, something that's coming into alignment here. What you want wants you. And there's the spiral again. All right, loops and spirals, but you're about to spiral up. This is beautiful energy. Congratulations. All right. You know how to do this. Just stay focused no matter which way, you know, the wind blows. Just, you know, bend with it. Listen to it. There's messages for you on the wind. Listen. Listen. And you'll understand what message you're meant to share.